What is jazz?
Jazz is its own unique language. It's designed to convey nuances of thought and emotions that words can never quite articulate. To me, the jazz model should be whatever you can't say, you can play.
Jazz is WBGO Newark, 88.3 FM, and WBGO.org.
In Washington, I'm Jack Spear. Lawmakers in Arizona, including some Republicans, are trying to repeal a near total ban on abortion that dates back to 1864. This is after the Arizona Supreme Court reinstated it this week. Member station KJZZ in Phoenix, Glenn Shutsky has more.
The Republican-led Arizona legislature passed a 15-week abortion ban in 2022 that included a clause stating it did not repeal the near-total ban of 1864. Now, some Republicans up for re-election in competitive districts are joining Democratic calls to repeal the old law. Representative Matt Gress made a failed motion to force a vote to repeal the old law.
Most Arizonans are on the same page. Reasonable restrictions on abortion, 15 weeks.
Arizona Democrats say Republicans are only calling for repeal of the 1864 law now for political purposes. For NPR News, I'm Wayne Shutsky in Phoenix.
Elimination of measles in the U.S. appears to be under threat. That's according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, which is warning declining vaccination rates and a jump in cases, putting some of the country at heightened risk of sustained outbreaks. More from NPR's Ping Wong.
So far this year, there have been more than 100 measles cases reported in 17 states. That's far more than were reported in all of 2023, according to CDC. A new analysis from the agency finds that the risk of widespread measles is low, but outbreaks are happening and could continue in parts of the country with lower vaccination rates. If the current outbreaks last for more than a year, the U.S. would lose its measles elimination status as defined by the World Health Organization. In recent U.S. outbreaks, most measles cases were in people who are unvaccinated. CDC says vaccine coverage is insufficient to stop sustained measles transmission in at least 12 states and Washington, D.C. Ping Wong, NPR News.
The VA has a new plan to help thousands of veterans on the verge of losing their homes. NPR's Quill Lawrence reports it's the VA's fix to its own troubled loan program.
During the pandemic, federally backed mortgage programs gave Americans a chance to pause their payments, a forbearance. But the VA's forbearance program was canceled abruptly in late 2022, leaving tens of thousands of veterans with no way to get current on their loans. After an NPR investigation last year, the VA called for a pause on foreclosures until it could fix the problem. Now the VA has announced it will give qualifying veterans in default a chance to resume paying at below market rate. It's not clear the VA solution will help everyone affected, including those who may have already lost their homes or been pressured into much more expensive loans. Quill Lawrence, NPR News.
The government's major wholesale inflation gauge that looks at prices before goods head down the pipeline to consumers showed price pressures in March. The Department report saying today the producer price index was up 2.1% last month, the biggest year-over-year jump since April. On Wall Street, the Dow was down 2 points. This is NPR. Thick floating mats of seaweed are drifting towards South Florida and the Caribbean. Barbados, with member station WGCU in Fort Myers, reports researchers are upgrading their satellites to pinpoint the beaches that could be most affected.
It's called the Great Sargassum Belt, and it's the longest algae bloom in the world. For centuries, the huge mats just swirled about the aptly named Sargasso Sea in the middle of the tropical Atlantic. Now, huge mats of sargassum are breaking off and riding the current to the west. Brian Barnes of the University of South Florida's Sargassum Watch System says they're improving satellites to predict where the algae will foul the beach.
We can identify the sargassum, know where the water is moving and thus where sargassum will be moving, and make some predictions on which beaches will be impacted.
When perfected, it enables Barnes and his team to warn resorts to have their cleaning crews ready. For NPR News, I'm Tom Bayless in Fort Myers.
The social media site Instagram says it intends to deploy new tools aimed at protecting young people and also combating sexual extortion. The company says the new tools include a feature that will automatically blur nudity in direct messages. In a post today, the company announced the new feature as part of an effort to fight sexual extortion scams. Instagram and other companies have been facing growing pressure for not doing enough to protect young people. Crude oil futures prices lost ground today on continued concerns about an economic uptick sparked by interest rate cuts. Oil down 1.25% to $85.02 a barrel in New York. I'm Jack Spear, NPR News in Washington.
Support for NPR comes from NPR stations. Other contributors include Procter & Gamble, maker of Metamucil, a fiber supplement containing psyllium, a plant-based fiber for trapping and removing waste in the digestive system. Designed
I'm Doug Doyle with the art of the story. The LaGuardia High School Jazz Orchestra is taking a trip to Copenhagen, Denmark later this month to collaborate with the top upper secondary school of music there. The St. Anne's School came to New York City last year to play with the LaGuardia students, and now has in turn invited band director Kevin Blanc and his jazz orchestra to enjoy a week of learning and playing.
The peer-to-peer learning that takes place is really what not only makes LaGuardia a pretty special school in the sense that I think the kids learn more from each other. I've been here over 20 years, and I think the kids learn more from each other than they do from the teachers in some respects. And we certainly set up circumstances and situations and structures for them to work in, but then they take a lot of initiative to do a lot of things within that framework that tells you it's a high level of achievement. Relating that to Copenhagen would be the fact that when they were here last year, we were able to collaborate in a variety of ways. Their culture is quite different, and it's really interesting. And so what they bring to the music and what we bring to the music here in New York, I think has a lot to offer the students in terms of, increasing their perspective and awareness, global awareness. And there's all kinds of ways to make this relevant.
One of the orchestra members is 16-year-old Deanna Sherman, who plays a number of woodwind instruments. She's excited about the performances and the interaction with the students in Denmark.
Honestly, I feel like the part that I'm looking forward to the most is just being able to connect with students that are from a different country, because I've never had that experience. I've never done collaborations with people like that, and I'm the cultural difference and things like that. Because I live in a city, I know what that's like, but I don't know what it's like to live in somebody else's city or to experience what they experience, and just seeing the differences and similarities. I'm so curious to see what that's like.
Deanna also says the atmosphere at LaGuardia High School was special.
It's a completely different thing to go to a high school where everybody's just they really have purpose with what they're doing. And this trip specifically, we're all we've worked really hard to get to this point, and I think we're all just excited to really be able to share this with each other and the Danish kids.
Deanna says she became a jazz fan while listening to WBGO in the car with her parents, Bill and Rebecca Sherman.
Jazz is what music's all about from my standpoint. My daughter's broader than I am because she's classical and jazz, and she's really finding her place now. But it's a magical world. It's what can I say? And I lose myself in the music all the time.
Deanna has created an Instagram page, Lag Jazz Org, but that's how she popularized the GoFundMe that we're using to raise money, and I'm really proud of her.
The LaGuardia High School Jazz Orchestra's spring concert in New York is this Friday. You can see the entire interview with the Shermans and band director Kevin Blanc on the WBGO Facebook page. I'm Doug Doyle, WBGO News.
This is WBGO. Jazz anywhere, anytime, on any device. winds may blow over icy seas, I'll take with me the warmth of thee, a taste of honey, a taste much sweeter than wine. I'll leave behind my heart to wear, and may it ever remind you of a taste of honey, a taste much sweeter than wine. I will return, I will return, I'll come back for the honey and you. He never came back to his love so fair, and so she died, dreaming of his kiss. His kiss was honey, a taste more bitter than wine. I will return. I'll come back. I will return. I was born by the river in a little tent. No, just like the river I've been running ever since. It's been a long, long time coming, but I know change is gonna come. Oh, yes it will. Well, if you're too hard living, but I'm afraid to die. I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long, long time coming, but I know change is gonna come. Oh, yes it is. When I go to see my brother, I say, brother, help me please. But he winds up knocking me. I got down on my knees. Oh, there were times when I thought I could last for long. Now I think I'm able to carry on. It's been a long, long time coming, but I know change is gonna come. Oh, yes it will. Oh, yes it will. Ooh. Da, 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 da. Ooh, yes it will. I'm telling you, yes it will. No, but you can give me now. Oh, yes it will. Oh, yes it will. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh,
From the heart and mind of Sam Cooke and the voice and the guitar of George Benson, a change is gonna come on WBGO from George's album, Living Inside Your Love. One thing that never changes is that this radio station has been entertaining you throughout the week and certainly on the weekends for the last 45 years. And this weekend, we really have you covered. Make your plans to attend our 45th birthday party tomorrow night at Newark Symphony Hall. We're looking forward to seeing all of you in person. But then on Saturday night, it's the Jazz Masters Tribute Concert happening online, where the NEA will induct 4 brand new Jazz Masters, and they're all impressive. Head over to WBGO.org and find out exactly who is in this year's Jazz Masters class and how you can join them online for that concert coming to you from the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. I'm Brian Delp with you, and this is Drive Time.
Support for WBGO comes from our listeners and from the World Music Institute, presenting Snarky Puppy and Friends, with special guests, vocalist Silvana Estrada, Sylvia Perez Cruz, Gabby Moreno, and Fuensanta. Representing different Spanish cultures and musical traditions, the singers are bound together by their ability to communicate deep emotion through song. This Thursday, April 18th, at the King's Theater in Brooklyn. Tickets and more information at worldmusicinstitute.org. WBGO has been proud to support the local music community for 45 years. And as part of our commitment to this effort, we offer the Artist Support Action Project, or ASAP for short, which is designed to help the working musician in promoting their recordings and gigs. One musician who has taken advantage of the ASAP is Bobby Sanabria.
As an independent artist, I know firsthand the impact that radio can have in promoting one's concert, club appearances, and/or record releases. That's why yours truly, Bobby Sanabria, has personally used WBGO's ASAP. It's the quickest, but more importantly, economical way to get the word out to a mass audience.
To find out more about WBGO's Artist Support Action Project, or ASAP, contact Phyllis Slayton at 973-624-8880, extension 241. That's 973-624-8880, extension 241. Or email pslayton@wbgo.org.
This April marks WBGO's 45th birthday, and we invite you and your friends to party with us on Friday, April 12th at Newark Symphony Hall. Join me, Brian Delp, at the VIP reception from 6 to 8 p.m. with past hors d'oeuvres, open bar, and special guest Tyreek McDowell, the 2023 Sarah Vaughan International Vocal Competition winner. Then we move on to the dance floor with DJs Angelica Fiener and Prince Hakeem to keep the party rolling until midnight with soul and R&B jams. Lock in April 12th and make plans now to let loose with new friends, fellow members, fans, and all of your favorite hosts from WBGO. Get your tickets now at WBGO.org/45BD.
WBGO's 45th birthday celebration is made possible in part by Prudential Financial and listeners just like you.
Discover jazz anywhere, anytime, on any device. WBGO.
Torch my heart, burn my soul. Box of cinders, 5 feet tall. Truth be told, I say I love you dead or alive. From the robin's nest, the branches fall, and I still feel 5 feet tall. Got it bad for you again. All I need is my heroin. Let me go, burn like fire in the bed. I'll love you dead or alive. From Touch my heart, burn my soul. Box of cinders, 5 feet tall. Truth be told, I say I love you dead or alive. From the balcony, 3-story fall, and I still feel 5 feet tall.